So the first option probably doesn't pertain too much for a lot of you guys. This is more for small grains. But if you guys are doing any wheat or really tough threshing crops, this is an option. You can change out your main concave section for the large wire main concave if you need a little bit more threshing action. Hopefully you guys don't run into that too much.
Yeah, that can also be used for those that have a large amount of soybean acres as well. If you're cutting a lot of green stem soybeans, that grate can be used for that also. It's the front section of the main concave, which is now interchangeable on the new Lexions. We didn't have the ability to do that on the yellow combines, but we now have that. We can do that on the 7,000 and 8,000 series. But the one thing we have learned on the new combines with a larger 6-inch larger diameter cylinder and longer concave is we're doing a lot more with the round bar than we were before. So a lot less reconfiguration is being done with the longer concave and larger cylinder. So I've got many customers that are doing all their soft red wheat every year with just pure round bar. So we'll talk more about some of those changes out in the iron.
Next we got the 35-foot power folding and load auger extended wear. This will be needed for any heads over 45 foot. And it's also just a nice option if you guys are doing a lot of roading in town or in cities, or if you just want that extra space between your grain cart. I know a lot of guys in hills want a little extra clearance if you are in a lot of uneven ground. A lot of you, I don't know if you've noticed with the round unloading auger spout, sometimes you get like either a spray or kind of two different streams. We went to a square design to kind of help narrow that path. Helps out a lot if you're unloading into semis and you're not getting those two different piles when you're trying to fill a cart. Hopefully this isn't something you guys really need to use. This is a front axle hitch point. If you guys do need to pull the combine for whatever reason, if you get stuck, this is located on the front axle underneath the feeder house. Again, hopefully you guys don't run into any issues where you actually need to use this.
Those are actually for pulling from behind. You know, we've always been kind of limited on the ability to pull from behind if the combine did get stuck, so that's what those are there for. Also to help tie down when it's on a truck, but really to give you a better access point if you have to yank it out from the back.
Then we have our new trailer hitch camera. It's displayed on the CBIS. This is a nice option for those of you that pull your heads around. As soon as you go in reverse, it'll automatically pop up on the CBIS. Helps out definitely if you're a one-man show and you don't have another person back there to kind of guide you. Just a nice option if you need it. Another thing that's pretty sweet is the new onboard air compressor. It does come with the retractable reel and 50 feet worth of hose, and then there's several air ports on the other side of the machine and then up on the engine deck. Just kind of help blow everything off, keep everything clean. This will be standard on all machines starting this year. This is a crop moisture sensor. It's located right on the bottom of the feeder house. We can show that too in the walk around. Basically, this is just going to measure the moisture of the crop mat coming in, and it's just another input for CMOS automatic, and just kind of help determine our changing crop conditions a little quicker. The CBIS has changed a little bit. The outlay and stuff like that's the same, but it is a little brighter, more camera inputs, and a little bit more RAM capacity to storage. Jeff will get into this more in his presentation. But basically, this is just more operator input to help adjust the CMOS auto a little better. If you are needing it to do something else, you can go in there and actually click on whatever you want the CMOS to change, and that's going to help dial that in a little better.
Yeah, so we've moved one of the advantages of going to a larger, or it's not larger, but a higher capacity display is we can put everything related to CMOS on the one display, so we no longer need that secondary CBIS display, which we call CBIS Mobile, up in the side of the cab. We can do it all from one display now.
Engine compartment door, it's aluminum, a lot easier to open and close, it's lighter, disperses heat a little better. Not a whole lot to talk about on that. It does look pretty much the same, right, Jeff?